what's up everyone? My name is Rohanes Nambela and welcome to my study video. Today we're gonna study a little about culture and the culture in one country, which is very famous in education, tradition and economy. The country is China. But before it, we will start with the cross-cultural understanding. What is it? Cross-cultural understanding, or CCU, is the ability to understand cultural differences in various countries to avoid misunderstanding in communication. CCU is also a course that studies cultural diversity and its impact on society. In cross-cultural communication, language and culture cannot be separated because both influence each other. Therefore, language learning must be accompanied by an understanding of the culture of the country, of the origins of the language. This aims to prevent miscommunications that often arises due to differences in cultural interpretation. With CCU, individuals can recognize, interpret, and respond appropriately to various situations that are prone to cultural misunderstanding. This time, we will learn about culture in China, which include the tradition, the language, the religion, the food, and the custom in China. China, or officially the People's Republic of China or PRC, located in East Asia, is the most popular country on earth and also the country with the longest written history of 3,500 years, as it was one of the first civilizations in the world. China is a country with the official name of the People's Republic of China or PRC, located in East Asia with area 9,560,961 in China, border in the country Mongolia, Russia, North Korea, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, India, Nepal, Bhutan, and the capital is Beijing. China has the largest city called Shanghai. Currently, the population has reached 1.44 billion in 2022. China has ethnicity and has the language. The first is Mandarin as a local dialect. And the religion in China includes Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, Islam, Christianity. China is a country that has economic level and a population that has a high level of educational awareness. The China government requires a good and decent education system for all the students in China. Next about China is that there are several traditions in China that are very famous in that country, including the first Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year celebration, or we call it in black, which is celebrated on the first day on the first month in lunar calendar. This tradition is celebrated by gathering with family, eating together, and praying for ancestors. And the second one is ancestor prayer, the tradition of honoring deceased ancestors by lighting incense and candles and serving food offering. And the next is tradition of cleaning the house, sweeping the house to make it look clean and tidy before Chinese New Year. And the third is decorate the house. Decorate the house ahead of Chinese New Year with China's New Year lanterns and ornaments. The fourth is lion dance and Liang Lion performance, lively performances held on the eve of Chinese New Year. And the fifth is sharing red envelope. Many Chinese people share money in red envelopes, or we call it as ang pao, with their children and elders. And the next is wearing red and gold clothes. During the celebration, ethnic Chinese wear new clothes in red or gold. And the next is Chinese calligraphy and painting, art that uses brushes and ink to create beautiful and meaningful works. And the next is special ceremonies. Special ceremonies for various occasions such as wedding, funerals, and exchange of courtesies. And the next material is about the religion. The religion practices by Chinese people are very diverse. The following are some of the religions practiced by Chinese people. The main religions in China, the first is Buddhism. This religion has the largest number of adherents in China. Buddhism came to China in the 1st century AD and has permeated Chinese culture for centuries. And the second is Taoism. Taoism is a traditional religious belief that has a great influence in China culture. The teaching of Taoism promote the idea of the Tao or universal truth that encompasses all beings and souls. The third is Confucianism. Confucianism is a system of ethics and philosophy that emphasizes morality, politeness, and social hierarchy. Although not a religion, Confucianism has had a great influence on the culture and morality of the Chinese people. And for the minority religions, they are divided into three. The first is Islam. Islam practices by about 1.8% of Chinese population, mainly in the Xinjiang, Gansu, Ningxia regions. And the second is Christianity. Christianity is practiced by about 2.4% of Chinese population, especially among the educated Chinese, the populations in China. And the third is traditional religion. Chinese society also has traditional religious practices such as ancestor worship. For the next is the food in China. Traditional Chinese are food that bring good luck during Chinese New Year's, Tiao Daru or whole fish or meat, Tangqian, lucky fruit, baba fan, glutinous rice pudding, and Changsu mian or long fitted noodles, and lao, preserved meat, while comprehensive list of popular and famous Chinese. And the famous Chinese food is, the first is, we say that is Peking duck or roasted duck dish from Beijing served with pancakes, scallions, and hoisin sauce. The second one is Kung Pao chicken, spicy Sichuan dish made with chickens, peanut, vegetable, and chili peppers. The third is lo mein, stir-fried noodles with a vegetable and meat or usually pork or chicken. The fourth is Wonton sao, thin noodles served in a light broth with dumplings filled with a shrimp or pork. The next is mapo tofu, spicy Sichuan dish made with tofu, ground beef, and chili peppers. And the last is about China's, and this session is about custom in China. Traditional Chinese clothing has a long history and is an important part of the cultural heritage of ethnic Chinese throughout the world. As a multi-ethnic country, China's traditional clothing has many intercultural influences. The cultural assimilations of traditional Chinese ethnic clothing is very strong, from the fabric to the motifs. Traditional Chinese clothing developed along with the interactive influence between the outside world and the dynastic tradition that existed in the country. Each different dynasty had different territorial coverage, social values, and social norms. Therefore, many aesthetic standards were created according to the social, geographical, economic, political environment of a particular dynasty. This is what makes traditional Chinese ethnic clothing have different designs from each other. Chinese traditional clothing consists of 5 categories, namely the first is Hanfu, Cheongsam, Tang Sui, Xiongsan, and ethnic minorities, or in Indonesia known as ethnic Chinese. So that's all about the culture in Chinese. First from the language, and the next with the traditions, custom, food, and all the religions in the China. We have to know that cross-cultural understanding is very important in our daily life. Cross-cultural understanding helps us to avoid the misunderstandings and also to avoid of us from the culture shock. That's all about the introductions and also the materials from all about the culture in China that started from the language up to the customs in China. Hope this video can help us to improve and add our knowledge about the culture.